Hi guys, it's Ray again. I'm going to do another one of these alcohol inks on glass to show you guys. I am just going to showcase 4 of the brand new colors that 651vinyl.com added to the website today. I will put the link in the description and the link to the 651 Vinyl Facebook group down in the description. So I'm simply going to use Laguna, Boysenberry, Cobalt, and Fiesta for this project. 4 of the brand new colors they just added today that are beautiful. This is a 3-pack of certificate frames that I'd bought at Walmart. They were probably super cheap. Sometimes I use dollar store frames, sometimes I use thrift store frames. This one that I made for myself that hangs in my living room happened to be a thrift store frame. I prefer white vinyl on the top of these. I think it really pops off of the colors. So I ink the back side of the glass. That way it never wipes off or anything. I vinyl on the front side. If you're worried about your vinyl rubbing off or making it easier to clean, if you grab a Dollar Tree frame, you can take the glass from that and add a second layer over the top. That way you can just Windex and wipe it off, and makes cleaning a breeze. This one doesn't have that. I can feel the vinyl. But again, this one was a thrift store frame that I got for 75 cents if it wasn't on sale that day. For all I remember, households could have been at 50% off that day. So, easy upcycled project. I will paint this frame most likely a white or some other fun color that goes with these. So I'm going to set that aside. And this is nice thick glass on these. That I won't need. This one's kind of an odd size because it's a certificate frame, not an actual photo album frame. So in addition to the 4 inks, all I'm going to use for this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. I am going to use this handy dandy little tool that Tim Hiltz added with the 15 new colors of inks and the 5 alloys this year. This is his little blower tool, and worth every penny. A lot of people will use a straw to blow their inks around. I've done it myself. I've done it myself for years. Really, really unsafe. When you use a straw, your initial instinct is to breathe back in automatically. You're breathing in toxins when you do that. So this handy little gadget, they don't have it on the 651 website, but maybe they'll put in an order for them. But it just puffs air. It's got an intake back here, and you can squeeze it as soft or as hard as you want to move as much as you want. It's ribbed a little bit to make it so it sits and doesn't fall off your table. Kind of brilliant design. So let me grab a pair of gloves and I will jump right in. You do want to wear gloves when you work with alcohol inks, so you don't stain yourself. If you do get inks on your hands, alcohol will take it off. Please use actual alcohol, not the blending solution. The blending solution, while it is alcohol, it also has a resin in it, and you don't want that on your hands. So I think I'm just going to drop a little bit of alcohol first. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to do not really an ombre because obviously these colors don't run together, but I think I'm going to keep the colors separate. These colors are all beautiful and so vibrant, and I am so glad the site got these in because you will love them all. So I'm going to put the cobalt down here to start. Several drops. You can always add more, and the beauty of alcohol ink is you can always take back away as well. And that one was the Fiesta. Very rich pink. Probably the richest pink they've come up with so far. And this one's Boysenberry. And then the Laguna I'll put in here. You don't have to worry about your ink sitting open while you work. The way these bottles are designed, it like draws a bead of ink to the surface and kind of seals itself for working time. So I'm just gonna take my tool and start blowing them around. And I may need to add some more alcohol or some more ink. But I'm gonna push them all this way to start. And this is pretty comfy in the hand. It doesn't take a lot of effort to work it. I do have a piece of plastic under here. It's just a Dollar Tree chopping board. So you will see some of that sitting on the back side. When I'm done, before I put my vinyl on, I will wash that whole side with alcohol. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I am going to turn it around. And I'm going to add some more alcohol and some more inks. And I'm going to blow the whole works back the opposite direction. There's no too much or too little. There's just play with it and work it until you get the effect you want. I really, really like this Laguna. I'm actually... even though these have only been out for a little over a week now, I'm about ready to restock on that one because it's such a great color. And again, I'm just going to blow some of that color out. So you get kind of a watercolor tie-dye effect. And I'm getting a little bit muddy from adding so much ink. That I will show you how to fix in a minute. It's kind of by design I'm doing that. This, what you're seeing here, is that ink underneath, drawing between the plastic and the glass. I will pick that up and wipe it off in a minute. You do want to protect your work surface. I really like using these Dollar Tree mats because then I can just wipe them down with alcohol and they're good as new, basically. So I'll have to come up with a fun little decal to add to this one. This is kind of impromptu just because I saw the new colors pop up today. So I am going to go ahead and lift this in a second here because I've gotten so much on here now that I can't really see what's going on in that corner, if it's muddy or just drawn underneath. And I do believe most of it is just underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe some of that off. You do want to kind of wear clothes that, preferably an apron, that you don't mind if you splatter on a little bit. I'm going to set my glass down to the side for just a moment and grab a wipe to clean some of that off. because I don't mind working on it like this, but I know it makes it really hard for you to see what's going on. Just a tiny bit more alcohol. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and wipe the back side just a little bit. I did not prep this piece of glass. I should have really wiped it down with alcohol before I started, because that's what's happening here, where it's repelling some. I can go back in and keep filling that and it'll be fine. But that's what's causing that, is oils from it being around. So I'm going to go ahead and put some drops directly in those places. I'm going to go ahead and blend and layer over them. Alcohol inks are just fun to play with. If you haven't played with them at all yet, I highly recommend it. You know, if you're tired of the same old gift projects or whatever, these give you a great way of making a unique, one-of-a-kind thing that people haven't seen. This is just a makeup wedge. I'm going to split this one in half, actually. I do that a lot because I don't necessarily need the full thing. You can buy the actual alcohol ink daubers. I just don't have one out, and I have these handy. I'm going to go ahead and try and blot some of that onto those spaces that are repelling. And I may have to continue to build and layer over that, but it will eventually stick. But again, you really should wipe the surface down and prep it. It's not going to hurt it in the long run that I didn't. It's also going to blend out some of these muddier spots that I've got that I don't like. And I'm just going to stop just short of where the Laguna and Cobalt are with this one. And I'm going to grab that other half, and I'm going to do over that with that one. Same thing. Just blend it down. And you can add more to eliminate that rigid look. The fun of inks is just letting them build and grow. But if you want, you can, I mean, that was an accidental splatter, but you'll get new colors where you overlap and where they kind of move each other to the side. And if you don't like it, you can just go back in and blend them all together a little bit more again. If you don't like this super round. I don't really have a particular plan for this piece, but I am sure I will come up with some fun little saying. Now I can see up here that I still have a couple of little glass spots. Not the end of the world, because again, I am going to put a piece of white paper behind it before or after I vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and move my plastic. I'm going to flip it over. Even if it's not completely dry, it'll be okay. Normally you'd want to let that sit a little bit to dry completely. I'm still not 100% happy with this coverage. You can see, so I'm just going to alcohol inks, when you don't add alcohol, dry super fast. That's why you want to have isopropyl alcohol or the blending solution handy to move it. For this type of project though, I just don't use the blending solution. It's unnecessary because of the way it's getting put together in a frame. To me, it's kind of just a waste of that blending solution. So I'm going to go ahead and just set this down right here on the paper. And I am going to go ahead and wipe it off just to get a better idea of how it actually looks. You want to be careful when you're wiping the front side. I normally wouldn't do it this quickly. I would let the back settle a bit, that you don't bleed underneath, because you will erase what you've done on the back. But it is okay to wipe the front off, and you will want to wipe any of that off of the front before you do your vinyl. But that's how you don't want to put it like down wet, because now I have transferred some of that ink. But again, I can go back in and touch those spots up. Not the end of the world. On glass, you can basically work alcohol inks into infinity. You can always add alcohol and reactivate the inks. Like, unless you've actually sealed them down in some way, they're always gonna move. So now I've touched it up. Now you can see what we've got. Like, this would be super cute for, say, a mermaid or unicorn themed nursery. Or, you know, somebody's beachy vibe house, whatever. Just again, a great, unique, one-of-a-kind gift. Like these, my family goes on vacation every year. This is the GPS coordinates to where we vacation. It has a meaning to us. I made my mother one of these for Christmas as well a couple years back. Just one of a kind, custom tailored, different than the usual. Thanks for watching. Check out the new colors. Again, Fiesta, Boysenberry, the Laguna, and the Cobalt. 4 of my favorites of the new color line. I actually just got my Cobalt today, and I absolutely love it. These new colors are so rich and so vibrant that it is unbelievable. So thanks for watching. If you try one of these, let me see it, please. Again, I'll post the description with the link to the website and the link to the Facebook group. Thanks for watching. Bye.